If you really think about it, Pinch Out and Contingency Contract basically turned you into a game designer. It's impossible for any game developer to design one level that will fit everyone perfectly, especially in a gacha game where the amount of rare characters varies from player to player based on your playtime and your gacha luck. In Pinch Out, you're supposed to balance this level's difficulty to your own skills and the operators that you have, and in the process, you create a perfectly balanced challenge that fits you. Before we air out our rightly justified complaint of a 3.75 million health mecha, I think we have to applaud Hypergryph for being bold enough to try something new. Live service games usually tend to stick to the designs that work and stop innovating. Because if you're printing billions by just giving players 2D waifu pictures, why would you ever risk innovating to make something new that may piss off your players? No. Once in a while, Hypergryph chose to take the risk and try to make up something new. In this event, they dropped the 1 to 3 risk level and replaced them with points, which allow them to make more granular challenges. For us players, that means there can be more choices of challenges to choose from. Sometimes there are moments in CC challenges where level 1 challenge is too little, but level 2 challenge is too much for your team composition. Plus, if you are an advanced player, you can stack all of the same debuff for more points. I also like the gamified touch to the nodes tree in Pinch Out. Every other node can only be activated if they are connected to an already active node. So you have to navigate through the web of nodes to complete some challenges. And aside from the currency reward, these challenges become a new starting point that allows you to skip through some nodes. It also allows the game designers to enforce a certain playstyle. This was put to the best use with the 3 rotating maps. Beach Repair enforced the 1 deployment limit rule. You have enemies coming from 2 directions, but you only have 1 operator to deal with them both. You can't completely ignore the Lizard Man because there will be 3 of them. And then there is also the problem of the Heralds, which stack the Inspire buffs on the enemies. This turns the entire level into a game of hot potato between your operators. When should you pull out your current operator to deal with the Lizard? When should you find a window of opportunity to eliminate the Heralds? And at near max risk, this level is so much fun to play. Muddy Bog is a Firelight map, the first time this level has appeared in any CC events. I think the enforced gameplay here is to use summoners because there are nodes that decrease the squad limit but increase the deployment limit. But I can't fully enjoy this level because I don't have summoners ready to go in my operator lineup. But assuming that you have someone like Ling, I think you'll find this level very engaging. Plus, you can laugh at those sarcastic devourers when they eat your summons, because guess what? It doesn't matter! Area 13 Ruins enforce the Annihilation rule set of having no deployment point regeneration. But in return, they give you up to 200 DP at start and 1 gelato stop to quickly regenerate your DP printer. But in return, the enemies heal themselves like crazy. I also enjoyed this map, part of it because I have COB, who laughs at any enemy defense buff with a middle finger. As for permanent map, just like the previous CC, this one has been an enjoyable journey for me. I think part of what makes any CC event great is really how much you want to push yourself. It also allows you to let loose. In regular events, I've always had inherent shame of using Texas Altar, Surtur, or Muinar and made a pancake of these carefully designed levels. But in CC events, you don't need to feel that way, because you know that even with all of your OP operators, it won't be enough to get you to max risk. I never use guides for any CC events, so it's quite interesting to see how my strategy evolves as I activate more and more nodes. And by the way, you can see this happening live on my second channel where I post non-commentary playthroughs, including my integrated strategies run. I started off climbing to 300 risk by immediately going the stalling strategy. Pick all enemy health and death buffs, clump my team near the exit, and just use COB to smash through the mech as it spawns. But this isn't enough, so I have to borrow Dusk to help me clear it. Back then, I had no idea how I was supposed to reach that 540 risk. So I began to rethink my approach, this time towards minimization, by reducing my squad size to the bare essentials, swapping the underperforming ones, and seeing what will happen from there. I also activated both of the no deploy zones on the left and right, and moved my team to the middle. This is because I noticed that the mech on the right actually blocked the enemy route to the right. So now, the plan is to prevent any blobs from activating that right mech, while also destroying the top mech before the scientists can even get close to heal it. This gets me to 400 risk, but this minimization can carry me forward forever. My big problem is to leak Dorothy without her destroying my backline, while the number of enemies clumping on my units are getting to a point where it's starting to leak. This is because my operators cannot clear them fast enough due to all enemy health and defense buffs. So to get to 500 risk, I have to open up my squad limit again and add in some operators that will help me deal with those problems. With a little of a scuff clear and then some 10 minutes stalling, I finally managed to get to 540 risk, which I believe is my current limit. Any other buff towards enemy attack will demolish my operators, and any other buff towards enemy defense or health will make them leak to the exit. The biggest complaint about Pinch Out is that dreaded 3.75 million health mecha and the meme 4.5 hours stall to beat it. But I think part of this can be blamed towards the players themselves, because it's quite obvious that the developers never intended for this to be a viable option. To my knowledge, nobody has ever cleared Pinch Out at the maximum 935 risk. And I don't think that's mathematically possible even with the most maxed out operators. Most players who attempt that 600 risk grind were trying to brute force it on day 1, before the other 12 test nodes are unlocked. If you leak Dorothy, then all new Dorothy related nodes are essentially free for you to take. And then there is even an operator SP debuff, which also makes all dormant mecha require more blobs before it's activated. That allows you to let one blob enter the mech on the right. So you don't need to activate that 1000 health mecha buff if you decide to wait. My personal complaints is that Pinch Out is still a version of Contingency Contract that is just too hostile towards new players. Sure, you can participate in it, but new players will feel like they are kids attending a corporate business meeting. Maybe it's just because they don't have enough resources to upgrade their essential operators to Elite 2. Or maybe because their gacha luck gives them all physical DPS. And it especially sucks because CC events are seasonal and temporary. The permanent version of CC we get in the menu is nothing close to what the real CC feels like. So new players are either missing out or they're going to struggle so much. Yes, there are guides out there for new players, but I don't think that is a valid argument when there are players who want to beat CC events by themselves, where they are just shy away from 2 or 3 powerful DPS to carry them. I think one of the easiest fixes is to allow players to borrow more than one operator, maybe like 2 or 3 to complete their squad. And maybe there will be some buff that upgrades all operators to the max just for this event, just like the borrowed operators in the integrated strategies. So everyone can try out niche combos with operators they barely use. That will help to close up the gap between veteran players and new players. Because in the end, we all want to have fun. TC or Pinch Out is an anticipated event in the Arknights community. And if there is any new changes that are working towards making it more fun, then I'm all for it. But that's pretty much it from me. Let me know what you guys think about this video. You think the controversy about the mecha is overblown? What is your personal best risk level in Pinch Out? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And with that, I think I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.